transform your life by learning how to use the law of polarity. Hi and welcome to the Sanctum. This is Harold. This is the fourth video of a 7-video sub-series on the 7 Hermetic Principles, the 7 laws of life. If you haven't seen the other videos, you can find a link to the first video in the description box below. If you're new here, before you begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video and click the bell icon so that you are notified of new videos like this. So let's get started. We shall be discussing the fourth Hermetic law, which is known as the law of polarity. This principle states that all manifested things have two poles, two sides, two pairs of opposites with multiple degrees between the two extremes. So in other words, this law is basically saying that one thing is expressed as two things. For example, hot and cold are two different sides of temperature, two different poles. They're a pair of opposites, but essentially they're both one thing. And that one thing is temperature. So temperature is that one thing that is expressed as two things. In that same way, volume is divided into soft and loud. And pH is divided into acid and alkaline. But what about pleasure and pain? They're both a form of sensation. They're just a varying degree of the same sensation. What do we consider to be painful is just a signal in our body, and pleasure is essentially the same signal but the opposite pole, which we are receiving and we are perceiving as either pleasure or pain. The same goes for anxiety and excitement. They're very similar in nature. It's just one is considered a negative pole and the other one a positive pole. But anxiety and excitement are essentially the same thing, just a different degree. So there are so many examples of this law of polarity: up, down, left, right, fire, water, light, dark. Please comment down below of any other examples that you can think of. So the illusion of polarity is that opposites are essentially the same thing. Let's use temperature as an example. At what point does heat cease and cold begin? Now 2 degrees Celsius, you might consider that very cold. But then what about to a polar bear? 2 degrees might be pretty warm to a polar bear, isn't it? So there is no absolute standard between polarities. It's all a matter of degree. And the same goes for positive and negative. They are two poles of the same thing. So if two poles are essentially the same thing, then if we know how to, we should be able to change one to the other. Like changing the temperature. On a thermostat, we can shift ourselves from feeling anxious to feeling excited, from feeling pain to feeling pleasure, and from experiencing negative situations in our life to experiencing more positive situations in our life. Keep watching to learn how. So one thing that you must understand is that things that belong to different classes cannot be transmuted to one another, but things in the same class can easily be changed. For example, fear doesn't change into east or west, red or violet. Instead, fear can be changed to courage. And in the same way, courage can be changed into fear. There have to be two poles in the same class. Hard things may be rendered soft, and dull things can be made sharp. A fearful person who raises his or her mental vibrations can reach the highest degree of courage. And in the same way, a slothful person in the pit of scarcity may change themselves into an active energetic individual at the peak of abundance. Now let's look at how. How can we change our mental vibrations from scarcity to abundance? From sickness to health, from nervousness to confidence, and from pain to pleasure. How can we do it? It is all a matter of learning to program our unconscious minds and our unconscious behavior and our unconscious thought patterns. So this can be used for any feeling or anything else in your life, but I'm going to use anxiety or anxiousness as an example. So if you're feeling anxious, just close your eyes and go back to a time. Remember a time where you felt excited. Just remember that time and make sure that you see what you were seeing, that you hear what you were hearing, and that you are feeling what you were feeling. Make sure you are there in your mind, in first person, re-experiencing that event. Notice if you were alone or with somebody, whether you were inside or outside. Really make this experience vivid for yourself. So it's very important for you to feel that feeling that you felt in that memory. So in order to do that, just touch your heart and bring your awareness to your heart, and this activates the heart and helps you connect to the faculty of feeling within yourself, and feel the excitement that you felt. And excitement is the opposite pole of anxiety, and your unconscious mind does not know that which is real and that which is imagined. It cannot tell the difference between the two. By imagining a situation where you felt excited, your unconscious mind thinks it's real and starts to produce those feelings within yourselves. And because excitement is the opposite pole of anxiety, anxiety cannot survive in the presence of excitement. You can't feel anxious and excited at the same time. If you're feeling excited, you cannot be feeling anxious. So it's very important to feel. So you can use the same example for absolutely anything, right? So if you're feeling nervous, you can use the same exercise, but instead you would go back to a time when you felt confident and feel that confidence. If you're feeling lonely, go back to a time where you felt whole and complete. And if you're feeling sadness, go back to a time where you were absolutely joyful and bring those feelings back. You can use this for many things. Turning scarcity into abundance, turning hate into love, and then it's all about maintaining that vibration. Is whenever you feel that opposite pole, which you don't wish to experience, it's learning to make a habit of always learning to gauge to what degree you are feeling that specific feeling, and learning to shift that back by using the technique to where you'd want to be, so that it stays there for a longer period of time, and thereby shifting your own vibration and shifting how you experience your life and what situations you experience in your life. So please use this. It's important that you practice, and you can use this once again for absolutely anything. Please comment down below on what you would like to transmute in your life. So the knowledge of the 7 Hermetic Principles can help you grab life by the horns. So there's more to come, and we'll be diving deep, very deep. So please stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. Please like this video and share this video with all your friends. Thank you, take care, and I shall see you very soon.